Welcome back to Nick Lenz's comic corner, classic, less known classic. This episode number 2471, 23 in Doubleshot 2365. I have basically a Silver Surfer and Sub-Marner here. Trades, excuse me. First discussing from Silver Surfer, his last Epic Collection. Epic Collection Volume 14, Shadows Rise and Shadows Fall. Yep, which collects, well, Silver Surfer 1/2, which is 139, 146. The Silver Surfer Thor Annual, Galactus Devour miniseries, and Silver Surfer Loftier Than Mortals. Yep, that's pretty much what we got here. There's not much to discuss when it comes to 1/2 issue. I should point out something that I have not talked about very much when it comes to Silver Surfer. I'm not a fan of the redesigned logo. I am not a fan of it at all. I prefer the logo they had before when the run started. Not this thing. This doesn't feel like Silver Surfer. Most play of Jay Matias through pretty much all these issues for the main Silver Surfer issues. And just basically him teaming with Legion's Masters going on a series of adventures to end pretty much the series. That's all that literally happened. Just a series of stuff happening. And this is kind of how basically Volume 3 ends. A volume that was written. Now, I'll talk more about the final thoughts in a minute. So, the annual is basically, the Silver Surfer Thor annual is basically a team up. What I think a guy called Mortalist, who's someone who's present by Odin, and of course, the Silver Surfer comes across him, teams with Thor, take him on, and take some Frost Giants, and that's it. Final thoughts on Silver Surfer Volume 3. This run had an excellent start to it. I love this run. I'd say it was good up until George Perez to go with the book. Once they go with the book, it felt this book was just slowly slipping downhill. And sadly put, like less than a few years after his run first issue came out, the book ended. My guess is it could have been low sales. Also could have been because Marvel was going out of bankruptcy this period of time, so they want to end this particular series. That's my guess anyways, what happened here. But great start, the ending was okay at best. Yeah, and as for the Silver Surfer miniseries, it's called Loftier Than Mortals. Yeah, pretty much in a way, this was the very first miniseries to come out right after his ongoing series concluded. It's mostly put just Silver Surfer versus Doctor Doom for a couple issues. It's written by Michael J. Freeman, art by Sal Brindle, and that's it. Not much really discussed here per se. No, not really. And this was technically, in a way, the very first book published since the main ongoing series ended. Yep. Yes, it was. It was the very first book published. Is there more? Yep, there's more. Finally, to discuss here, we have Galactus. Galactus the Devourer, a 6-issue miniseries written by Louise Simonson. Or it's just a miniseries focused on him, and they take on a character called Red Shaft, who is exclusive for this series here. Yeah, he just basically Red Shaft just was new herald of Galactus, who was only here for he was here for the first 2 issues and then pop up again until Annihilation Silver Surfer. He's only here for the opening 2 issues. Then of course basically like we did the Battle of Galactus, this whole mini series, and that's it. Yep. Also Mantis here as well, and of course deal with the Shi'ar. It's mostly put basically deal with all that stuff. It's a pretty good miniseries. Nothing really wrong with it. And the final issue was a double-sized issue. And the book was released in 1999. And with that, pretty much basically, that kind of leads me out of the 90s mostly. Now if you're really curious, like, since these books are done, like, well, mostly put all that's left to go for Silver Surfer because it just finished with Volume 3. There's like a few ongoing books, plus a miniseries, and that's it. Yeah, the other books basically for Silver Surfer miniseries. The ones I haven't covered yet. I know one is Silver Surfer to Deaths. I know about that one. Yeah, I think next thing to discuss here probably would be the the fourth volume for the series, the one that was like about 14 issues. That probably is going to be next. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's my personal guess. What's probably going to happen next. That's probably going to be the next one. I'm not sure. I have to double check and see what could be the next book, but that's pretty much it when it comes to that. Yep. So I'm going to give the Epic Collection itself a 9 out of 10. Next up we have is Marvel Masterworks, the Sub-Marner, Volume 3, which collects the Sub-Mariner 2 to 13. And yes, he does fight Triton in the opening issue. Triton from the Inhumans. Yep. Excuse me. And of course, basically, they have to take on Plant Man. The last pair of the X-Men. Plant Man, he's an old character who made his debut in the pages of Strange Tales. Yes, who fought Human Torch a couple times, and then he, as a pop X-Men, he's here for issues 2 and 3, and then he pops up in Captain America right after that. Of course, Triton is here as well. I really enjoy his stuff. There's also a character named Destiny in here. Yeah, he returns this book. And yeah, he makes the return since the final issue of Tales of Astonish. Yeah, he basically last appeared issue 1. He's here for issues 3, 6, 7, 8. And that's it. By issue 7, he actually dies. Mm-hmm. Yep. We also first appearance of Leviathan. This weird creature who's associated with Plant Man. He's only here for this creature's only here for 1 issue, and that's it. And then by issue 3, first appearance of Sora-san, who's here for this issue. He pops up next game in issue 31 of the Sub-Mariner. There's also Korkan. He, of course, also is a character in TV. He also gets killed off by Dr. Doom later on. There's also Gorgil. Yeah, it's mostly put Namor versus Sub-Mariner again. And then by issue 5, we have debut of Tiger Shark. Yes, one of the most prolific villains in Namor's comic books history. And simply put, this guy is Namor's version of Black Manta. That's what he is. There's also appearance of Dr. Dorcas. Yeah, he's a weird guy. Yeah, and he's basically he's here for issues 5 and 6. He returns to issue 15, also here for 23, 24, and 33. So he's here for a handful of issues, not here very much. Most recent appearance actually issue with Thunderbolts. Tiger Shark, of course. Well, is he here? He's here for a long period of time. Yeah, he's here for issues 5 through 7. He also possibly issue 9 as well. So yes, basically, Namor does end up fighting basically him for that period of time. And then he ends up taking on... We have Destiny's last appearance was a corpse in issue 8, where he deals with a thing in issue 8. In issue 9, of course, we have the first appearance of Nigga. This lady who's got the crown of the serpent. And she's here just for issues 9 through 13, and... Well, I think she was the first possessor of the serpent crown. It was the first time the crown was seen. And she's practically here as like a recurring villain. We also have Captain Barracuda. Yes, Captain Barracuda. Another character who first fought the Human Torch and he fights the Sub-Mariner for a couple issues. We also have Coron the Inquisitor. And he's here from issues 10 and 12 and 13. His last appearance actually was an X Factor annual. There's also the Lomitharians, which basically people were similar to the Atlanteans, but they're like a version deviants. Yeah, and they're here for, well, in this book anyways, they're here from issue 10. They appear very sporadically in this book. The most recent appearance actually was in New Warriors, Volume 5, Number 2. And there we go. My screen just went briefly black. I thought it was kind of weird. And then by issue number 12, of course, it takes a Nigga first appearance. Of course, supposedly, Dorna gets a chance to impersonate Dorma. Yeah, they think it's actually Lady Dorma, but nope, it's not her. Lady Dorma does not die till quite later. At one point, she has to, when she goes to the surface, she has to take a pill to basically make her look human. Yeah, but the thing is, we have this person posing as Dorma basically to play with Namor. And by issue 13, they kill off Nigga. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Excellent stuff here. Roy Thomas is your writer, with John Bushma on the artwork for issues 2 through 8. Mary Severin does 9, 12, and 13. 10, 11 is late Gene Colan. And the book cover is a period of June 1968, including May of 1969. So yeah, great stuff here. And, well, this one I can't wait to discuss the remainder of this book. Well, it'll be a while, but this is definitely something I'm looking forward to. Yep, so yeah, that's that particular review. Next up is going to be Dr. Stone. Okay, next video. Bye.